Hello everyone, thanks for joining us today, and I want to take a couple minutes today just to share with you guys conceptually what we look at and why we look at it when you guys come to see us here at Glow. I'm not the greatest drawer in the world, but I'm going to try my best on this little whiteboard here to kind of show and explain to you what we're looking for and why. Now, if you can imagine a three-legged stool, and we all know that this stool needs all three legs to work properly, not wobble, and allow us to function as a stool in the way we want it to. Now, we also know too that the human body has got all sorts of integration, right? And the reason I have the three legs is there's three basic, maybe fundamental aspects of the human body that we have to at least look at and understand. Number one is we're made up of muscle and soft tissue, okay? So I'm just gonna put M for here for muscle, all right? So consider that's our muscle. And what the muscle does is it moves us and it also supports us. Number two is we have structure, okay? Structures are spinal column, all the bones, everything that's within us that's kind of like the hard stuff basically. And really what it's designed to do is not just support us, but also protect us. And then we have a third element. I'm just going to call it N for nerves. So that's your brain and your nerve system. This, folks, controls us. And what we need to understand is all three of those actually work together. All right? You cannot separate them. They are inextricably connected. Now, a lot of people come into us with discomfort. And usually they'll say, you know what? I'm sore. My muscles are sore. I have pain. And for most people, they'll tend to start with this one here, which is fine. You know, they'll do some stretching, they'll do some exercise, they'll take part in some things to kind of loosen up their muscle system, and which is great. And if it works, wonderful. But here's the thing. Sometimes people will do the work with the muscles and they'll find, geez, you know, this just isn't working. You know, I get some temporary relief or I get no relief. Sometimes I feel worse even, you know, doing these things. And that happening is basically a clue. It's kind of diagnostic in nature, because what that means is if you're doing the work here, but you're still having the problems that you're experiencing, chances are there's something going on in this other section in through here that's not allowing you to get the health back that you're looking for. And what we always have to remember is that if there's pain associated with what you're experiencing, for sure the nerves are being affected, okay? That's how our brain tells us that there's a problem, is through the nerve system. So it means that the nerves are being affected. And how this works is very simple. If the nerves are being affected, the brain is smart enough to know that we cannot continue to hurt those nerves. So what it does is it tries to protect them. And what's the only thing we have in the human body that can contract and actually protect us? This guy. So what ends up happening is the nerves will get irritated and they'll start having some problems. What happens is the muscle system will contract and try to protect that area, but obviously that creates, you know, probably more discomfort and actually changes our ability to move and able to function the way we want to. And plus, it doesn't usually feel very well. Now, here's the thing: the muscles, attached to the structure. So now the structure starts to get affected, and now it even throws us even more out of balance. And because the structure protects the nervous system, now the nervous system gets even more irritated. And this is the crazy little cycle that I think a lot of people find themselves in. First of all, it's exhausting, right, to be dealing with this all the time. But what ends up happening here is that this cycle, you know, honestly never really gets addressed. And so when people come here, we're very aware of how this all reacts and how this all is integrated together. And that's why when you come here, we want to look at all three things at the same time. What's the nervous system doing? What's the muscular system doing? And what's the structural system doing? And how do they all integrate together to allow you to function well? And it's our job to figure out which one or one, two, or three of these things is affecting you. And then we start to address those issues for you as we go through our treatment programs with you. I could probably add a little bit to this as well, and it's very simple, is if I were to put a cone on this, up in the top here, we have your mind, your emotions, your energy, okay? All these other things, all are also integrated in here. And I think we've all felt that. When this area is not working all that well, it's really, really tough to I don't know, have patience with people, or to have the energy you need to go through your day and so on. And I would say the opposite happens too, is if we're not in a great place, a fairly positive state of emotions and mind, that has a trickle-down effect into the body as well. So I just want to share this with you. I know it's pretty kind of a lousy diagram, but and thank you for putting up with my not so great drawing. But hopefully this explains a little bit as to why we look at things in such an integrated way that we do, and also shows you why when you start dealing with this stuff, everything starts getting better, because it pretty much has to, because they're all connected. Thank you so much for joining us on this video. We totally hope you found it helpful. If you have, please share with your friends and family. We would like you to spread the message of good health and good energy to as many people as we can. Thank you so much. Stay strong and healthy, and keep glowing.